Hello and welcome to Mathematics with Simon. I'm Simon. Today we're going to look at the A-level mathematics topic of geometric progressions. What is a geometric progression? It's a string of numbers which have a common ratio. So here the common ratio is 2, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, etc. Here the common ratio is 1/2 and the first number is 1/2. Here the ratio is 2, 3, 6, 12, 24, the first number is 3. Here the ratio is 10 and the first number is 40. And here the ratio is 1/3 and the first number is 5. So how do we add up all the terms in a geometric progression? Well, we can write it like this. S, the sum, equals A, which is the first term, plus AR squared plus AR cubed, all the way up to AR to the n minus 1, where R is the common ratio. And then we see that S times R equals AR plus AR squared plus AR cubed up to AR to the n. Then we do SR minus S, which basically just gives us AR to the n minus A, because AR to the n is the only term that's unique to SR, and A is the only term that's unique to S. All the other terms cancel out, so AR cancels out, AR squared, AR cubed, etc. cancel out. So then we can factor S out of the left, and we get S times R minus 1 equals A times R to the n minus 1. Divide both sides by R minus 1, and we get S equals A R to the n minus 1 over R minus 1. So let's apply this to our series. So for instance, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16 up to 2, 5, 6. So A is 1, R is 2, and N is 9 if we count the number of terms here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 terms. So the sum equals 1 times 2 to the 9 minus 1 over 2 minus 1, and 2 to the 9 is 512. So the answer is 511, which looks about right when you look at the numbers. Next one, half, a quarter, an eighth, a 16th. So A is a half, R is a half, N equals 6. So the sum equals a half times a half to the power 6 minus 1 over a half minus 1, which is minus a half. This cancels here with a half, and we get 1 minus a half to the 6. A half to the 6 is 1 over 64, so it comes out as 63 over 64, which is a plausible sum for that stuff on the left. The next one, A equals 3, R equals 2, N equals 6, so the sum equals 3 times 2 to the 6 minus 1 over 2 minus 1. 2 to the 6 is 64. Let's just do it. 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. I was counting on my fingers. So 64 minus 1 is 63. 3 times 63 is 189. The next one, I've not even used the formula. I've just gone 40 plus 400 plus 4,000 plus 40,000 is going to be 44440. And the last one is an infinite series. I should mention at this time, I'm a big fan of the PBS YouTube series, which is called Infinite Series, hosted by Kelsey Houston Edwards. It's really good, and it was really kind of inspiring, covering lots of interesting mathematics topics, slightly above A-level, but good for A-level students to watch as terms of inspiration. So I'll put a link to that in the description. But how do we sum an infinite series? So let's have a look. So we've got this formula, S equals A R to the n minus 1 over R minus 1. The basic idea is you've got to assume the magnitude of R is less than 1, so you've got to assume that R is between minus 1 and 1, because otherwise these terms would just get bigger and bigger and bigger, and the thing doesn't have a convergent sum, it just sums. The sum just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and effectively the sum is infinity. If the magnitude of R is less than 1, then this thing converges, and basically as n goes to infinity, then R to the power n goes down to 0. You end up with A times minus 1 over R minus 1, which basically becomes A over 1 minus R, because you can just factor out the minus 1s. So the sum is A over 1 minus R, so it's very simple and kind of pretty. So in this case, 5 over 3, 5 over 9, 5 over 27. The sum is the first term, which is 5 over 1 minus R, which is going to be 2/3, so we end up with 3 times 5 over 2, which is 7.5, which looks about right when you look at the left-hand side. We can apply this to another series, and this is relevant to another video we did on Zeno's paradox, so I'll put a link to that as well. But basically, a half plus a quarter plus an eighth plus a 16th plus a 32nd equals, so it's a, which is a half, over 1 minus a half, so a half over a half is 1, as we all know. I hope you like the video. I like making it. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell. You're very welcome. We'd love to hear your ideas, and most of all, I hope you enjoy your mathematics.